What's going on, YouTube? Welcome to the Living Freed channel. My name is Tyler Freed, and in today's video, I'm going to be talking about how it's important to use trucking to get to the next level, and I'm going to talk a little bit about how I'm using trucking to do other things to get me to the next level I want to get to. But first, before I get into that, please, if you're new to the channel, like the video, sub to the channel, stay tuned till the end of the video. Check out some more of my other videos that'll be popping up at the end of this one. Also, go follow me on Instagram. The link to that is in the description below. Go follow me, I'll follow you back, and I'll get right into it. So, first of all, good morning to everybody. I'm posting this video on a Monday, so I hope everybody's having a great day. That's number one. And if you see this video after the day I post it, well, welcome to the channel. Like I said, this is the Living Freed channel. My name's Tyler Freed, and I make all different kinds of content. I make content about trucking, I make content about personal finance, and just various different topics. This is not strictly a trucking channel. I just want to be clear about that. I do not have trucking in the name of my channel because as I grow as an individual, I may not even be a trucker in 5 to 10 years, but I'm still going to produce content. So that's why I don't have trucking in the name of my channel. So, and that brings me to the topic of this video, and that is how I'm using trucking to get to the next level. First of all, generally, everybody gets into trucking for a different reason. Everybody does. Some people get into trucking because they want to do this as a career for 20, 30, 40 years and just be a company driver and drive and invest in their 401k, and that's great. It's a great career choice, in my opinion. Long term, I believe trucking is a great career choice long term. I believe it's not going anywhere. I don't think that the technology is going to take over our jobs in my lifetime. I'm 27. I don't think by the time I'm 47, 57 years old that the technology is going to totally take over the industry. So I do think trucking is a great long-term career choice. I really do. Even if all you do is just drive as a company driver and you know, invest in your 401k or invest in things outside of trucking, which is what I do. I invest outside of trucking. Now, I do plan on investing into the actual business eventually, but the point of this video is not to just talk about my goals. It's just to talk about, in general, if you're somebody looking at trucking as a career, understand that there is a lot of money in this business if you maneuver yourself within the business wisely. If you are willing to work, if you're willing to do your own research and actually do the work. See, a company like, I work at Crete Carrier. If you come to Crete and you're not willing to hustle, you're not willing to run, you're not going to make as much money as the guy that is willing to run, even if y'all are paid the exact same cents per mile. You could both be making 70 cents per mile, and one guy's willing to run nights, weekends, holidays. He's willing to stay out 4, 5, 6 weeks at a time. And then you have the guy that only wants to run like 2 weeks at a time. He's not willing to run nights. He's not really willing to run weekends. He wants to go home. And when he does go home, he abuses his home time, and he's not staying out and maximizing his time out here on the road. That's how you make the money. You got to do the work in trucking, but that's the beautiful thing. If you're somebody that's willing to do the work in trucking, you can make a lot of money. And also, you can put away a lot of money and really fix your personal finances. Because I truly believe without a good financial situation, you really can't do what you want to do in life. You have to have economic freedom to have true freedom in America, and really in most first world countries. You have to have economic freedom, economic mobility. You have to. Without money, you can't do that. Money gives you options. Money is a tool. It's not a god. It's not something you worship, but you have to have it. It's a necessity in order to have true freedom and true autonomy in America, and like I said, other countries around the world that are first world. So that's the point of this video. It's just to understand, if you're getting into trucking, you have to come in with a plan. Number one, what do you want to do with it long term? Sometimes that can change a little bit, but do you truly want to do what it takes to make the money first? Because you have to first get a career that produces a lot of income so that you can use that money to pay down debt, build an emergency fund, invest, things I talk about on other videos all the time. And the reason I talk about those things all the time is because I don't see a lot of trucking YouTubers talk about the actual personal finance. I see a lot of good videos about how to get into trucking and all the advice and stuff about the trucking industry in particular, or the career of truck driving, but I don't see a lot of like, okay, yeah, say you go make $200,000 a year, you're an owner operator, but what do you do with that money? What do you do with that money? Do you go take that money and spend it on cars and houses and things that you consume? No, you got to take that money over time and invest it into things that go up in value and also produce passive income over time. That way, after 10, 15, 20 years of working as a truck driver or within the trucking industry, you're able to actually retire. You're able to actually have freedom to do other things. And that's what I'm doing. I'm investing outside of trucking, and I've talked about what I invest in. I made a video about that. Maybe I'll put that as the recommended video at the end of this one. I talked about my financial strategy, and there's other business ventures I want to do that I didn't talk about in that video, but you will see those as you stay with me for the long term. In like 2 to 5 years from now, my channel will be completely different. I'll be doing something completely different because I'm trying to grow. I'm trying to use trucking as a way to fund my dreams. And part of my dreams are owning a truck and being an owner operator and having a business within this industry. But I have dreams outside of that. And I've talked about those in the previous video. I talked about my wealth strategy, wealth building strategy. And those are the things I want to invest in as well. You should definitely go check out that video. But yeah, just understand, like when you're getting into this, first you got to learn what you're doing. After a year of trucking though, let's just assume, okay, you got a year of trucking, you know what you're doing, you're comfortable with the job, just doing the basic job. That's the first thing. You got to learn how to do trucking and how to do it right. And you got to listen to the right people. Be careful who you listen to in this industry. I don't listen to most people when it comes to advice on what to do with trucking, because there's a lot of negative content surrounding this industry. There is. And I try to change that with my channel. And the reason I do is because I see money in a different way, the money I make from trucking in a different way than a lot of people. I look at $1,000 worth of savings as $100 in passive income for the rest of my life. Like if I take that $1,000 and I don't spend it and blow it on a car or a house or whatever, like I'm not putting it towards junk, I'm actually taking it and investing it. I look at that $100 as a 10% return on my money for the rest of my life, right? Over the next 10, 20, 30, 40 years. That way I'm really building wealth. And I know that you can't buy a house with $1,000 or buy a car with $1,000. I know that. It's just an example for those of you that don't understand that it's just an example. But if you look at money as, hey, that car is not costing me $500 a month. No, look at that $500 car payment as, hey, if I invested that $500 for 30 years, every month, $500 for 30 years, averaging a 10% rate of return, you would be a multimillionaire. You'd probably be worth somewhere around $4 to $5 million. If you invested from 25 to 65, you would be worth, you'd be a multimillionaire. You'd be able to do whatever you wanted to do. And you'd probably be able to retire early if you just invested that car payment, that $500 car payment. And some car payments are $600, $700, $800, $1,000. If you invested that, you're literally costing yourself millions and millions of dollars in the future. And that's just how I look at money. You can do whatever you want to do with your money. You can do whatever you want to do with your life. But the point of this video is, again, to discuss how to use trucking as a way to get you to the next level, to get you to where you really want to go. Where do I really want to go? I'm 27, like I said. By the time I'm 35, I want to be financially free. Does that mean I'm going to retire? No, but I want the ability to never have to work again. And that is possible. There's going to be people that say, oh, that's impossible. You can't do that. You don't listen to people, man. You don't listen to 99% of people. You only listen to 1% of the people that are alive on this planet, because 99% of people, honestly, are not successful. And the reason they're not, the number one main reason, there's a lot of reasons, but the main reason why 99% of the population is so negative and not successful is because of their mindset. That's number one. They tell themselves all the time that they can't do something. And when you tell yourself you can't do something, you will not do anything. But when you believe that you can actually achieve something that seems impossible when you first start out, like I know that my dream of by 35, that's 8 years. I want to be financially free in 8 years. And I want to not just be financially free by living frugal. No, I want to actually have an abundant life at 35 and be totally financially free. That way I can work on my true passions in life, plural, because ultimately you have to have that. Like I said at the beginning of the video, you have to have financial freedom in order to have true freedom in America. You have to. You can't do anything without money. And that is why I got into trucking. Number one was because I saw the kind of money you could make. I watched other YouTube truckers before I got into trucking, and I saw the kind of money that was in this business. I'm just like, man, imagine if those guys had taken that money and invested it for the last like 5 years they were in trucking, and man, they would be well off. I've been doing what I've been doing for 4 years. I'm about to come up on 4 years of experience, and I've only worked for 2 companies. I worked for Millis Transfer for 3.5 years, and then I moved over to Crete, and I explained my reasons for moving over to Crete Carrier in previous videos. You should also go check those out. But I've only worked for 2 companies, and both good companies in my opinion. But I don't plan on leaving this company until I get to the actual next level I'm trying to get to. This is hopefully, I hope, my last company driving job, because I'm using Crete to get to the next level I want to get to. And maybe the next level means I stay at Crete. I don't know. Never know. But the point is, when you get into trucking, understand that there is so much negativity surrounding the company you're going to, the industry you're in. This is a very negative industry, but there are people that are very positive as well about trucking, but you have to find those people. Only listen to people that are positive. Only listen to people that are actually striving to achieve great things. I don't listen to anybody who has quit on life. I don't listen to people like that, because if you do, you're going to become negative and you're going to become defeated pretty much on everything. And I posted a video about like the end of the world and how all these negative things are happening. And I understand there's a bunch of negative stuff happening in the world right now. I don't deny that. I'm not blind to the fact that we are living in very tough times right now. We are in a recession that's only going to get worse. I don't believe it's going to last forever. I don't believe in 5 years from now we'll be in that recession. At least I hope not. But we are definitely in a recession. We have high inflation. We have interest rates going up. An economy that's going to slow down way more than it's already slowing down. But with that being said, you have to still push. You have to still get up, work, and provide for your family. You can't allow things you can't control to control you, control your mindset. You can't do that. If you do that, you're going to have a terrible life no matter if we're in good times or bad times. You're going to have a terrible life because you're always worried about doom and gloom. You're always worried about bad things happening. You can't control what politicians do. You can't control what anybody does except for yourself. That's it. And that's what the point of this video is when you get into trucking, control your mind. Don't let other people influence what you wanted to do initially when you got into trucking. I've met a lot of people that before they got into trucking, man, they had all these dreams, big visions and things like that. They wanted to do a whole lot of things, but when they got in, after about a year, 2 years, they developed this defeatist attitude. This, I can't do this, I can't do that, the game is rigged. No, the game's not rigged. Only 1% of people are going to succeed, period, no matter what industry you're in. You could be in trucking, you could be in healthcare, you could be in any industry. Only 1% of every single industry out there, banking, doesn't matter. Only 1% of people actually succeed in every industry in the world. That is a fact, period. Only 1% of athletes ever make it to the NFL, the NBA, the NHL, MLB. Only 1%. And when I played sports, I learned that. I played hockey. I played at a very high level in ice hockey, and I met those guys that actually went on to go past where I got to. And man, you wouldn't believe the work ethic that a professional athlete has. Okay, yeah, LeBron James is a freak of nature, and I'm just using him as an example. He's a freak of nature. He is. But without 100% dedication to his game, and whatever you think about him as a person, that's irrelevant. He's just an example of somebody who is successful in his field. He is. He's been at the highest level of the NBA, probably, arguably, a top 5 player the entire time he's been in the NBA. And he's been the best player in the world for most of that time, really. And he would have never became the best player in the world if he had all that talent but never actually developed that talent. He would not be the best player. He might have made it to the NBA, but if he didn't have that hard work, dedication, getting up every day, working out, eating right, watching film, developing his game over time and getting better and better and better, if he didn't do that, LeBron would have never been the LeBron you know. He would have never been that. Tom Brady, same thing. All these people that we admire in the world, they had to sacrifice. They had to do the hard work that 99% of people are totally unwilling to do. And that's the point. When you get into trucking, have your goals set in place before you get in. And then once you learn what you're doing, just understand 1 year in trucking is what's required to actually get comfortable with doing this job. You have to get comfortable with doing what you're doing. You have to know what you're doing. You have to pretty much make doing the job of trucking second nature before you can really focus on other things. But while you're driving this truck, listen to audiobooks. Don't listen to music all the time. Listen to podcasts that actually educate you about things. Learn about other asset classes outside of just the business you're in. Learn about business in general. That's what I've done over the last 4 years, pretty much. Just all the time, educating myself, self-improvement. That's the main thing you got to do to make trucking worth it. And 99% of people are not going to do that. But if you want to be part of that 1% that comes into trucking, and then 5 years later you're able to do things outside of trucking, and people are like, well, why are you quitting? Is trucking bad? No, it's not bad, but you gotta not waste your time when you come into trucking to like get to that next level. Quit wasting your time. Quit wasting your time with how you educate yourself, with the money, handling your money. That's the biggest thing, really. Handling your money that you make in trucking. You're going to make a lot of money in trucking. You are. If you do the right things, if you go to the right company, get your experience. After a year of experience, you can make 6 figures at trucking. If you look for the right company and you're willing to work at that company, you can make 6 figures here at Crete easily. You can easily do it. With the pay rate they give you, starting out, you just need 1 year of experience to work here at Crete. And if you have less than a year, I do believe they make you do training for like a month or 2 or something like that. But after you get a year of experience, you can go and make 6 figures in trucking. And you can do that in just about every division there is out here. But you've got to do the work. But what's the point in making a 6-figure income if you're not going to take that money, invest it in things that are really tangible, really valuable, and actually help you get to the next level? That's the point of this video. Just understand, try to get to the next level. Use this as a stepping stone. I'm using trucking as a stepping stone to get to where I really want to go. And if you stayed this far into the video, I really appreciate that, especially if you're new. Thank you for clicking on the video. But that's it. That's it. I hope everybody's having a blessed day that's watching this, or a blessed night, whoever you are out there. I really appreciate everybody who follows my channel, and I hope you stay tuned for the videos coming up in the future. But yeah, again, make sure you like the video, sub to the channel. That's my message for the day. Use trucking as a way to get to the next level. Drown out all the negativity, all the negative people, all the negative news out there, and focus on your goals, your dreams, and you're going to be okay. So that's it for this video. God bless, and thank you for watching. Peace out.